you a hillbilly?
If you had of, it would have been something very natural, but I would have probably kicked your shins or something. No, actually.
But when I think of hillbillies, am I thinking of your kind of people?
I think you probably are. The people that grew up where I was were the ones that you would consider the little Abner people, Daisy May, and that sort of thing. They took that kind of thing from people like us, but we were very proud people with a lot of class. It was country class, but it was a great deal of class, and most of my people were not that educated, but they are very, very intelligent. Good common sense, horse sense, we called it.
Dolly, did you look like this when you were a kid?
Not quite.
I mean, you didn't have the blonde wig, but when you went into school, when you were 11, 12, 13, was it this about you?
Well, you mean the full figure?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, I thought that's what you meant. Well, actually, I've always been pretty well blessed. As a child, I grew up fast. Other members of my family, have done the same.
My assistant asked me something, and I'm going to blame it on her because I wouldn't have had the nerve otherwise. Is it all you?
Well, I can't show you here on television.
I'll take your word for it.
I get asked that question. I always answer that because people are in awe of the whole thing. A lot of people say I have. A lot of people say I haven't. I always say that if I hadn't have had it on my own, I'm just the kind of person that would have had me some maid.
You don't have to look like this. You're very beautiful. You don't have to wear the blonde wigs. You don't have to wear the extreme clothes, right?
No, it's certainly a choice. I don't like to be like everybody else. I've often made this statement that I would never stoop so low as to be fashionable. That's the easiest thing in the world to do. So I just decided that I would do something that would at least get the attention. Once they got past the shock of the ridiculous way I looked and all that, then they would see there was a part of me to be appreciated. I'm very real where it counts, and that's inside, and as far as my outlook on life and the way I care about people and the way I care about myself and the things that I care about. But I just chose to do this, and show business is a money-making joke, and I've just always liked telling jokes.
Hello and welcome to Book versus Movie, the podcast where we read books that have been adapted into movies and then we try to decide which we like better, the book or the movie. I am Margo, your host, and we have a very special guest, returning co-host. You know her, you love her, Kristen Meinzer, media mogul. Can you tell? Welcome. First of all, welcome. Thank you so much for doing this. I'm so excited to talk about Dolly. And
oh my gosh. No, thank you, Margo P. I can't believe you're having me back again. This is my 4th time on the show, by the way. The first time I was talking about that Steve Harvey book.
Oh, yes.
Think Like a Man.
Think Like a Man.
Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man, which was turned into the movie. And then we did The Farewell, the Aquafina movie. And that was
movie.
Also a This American Life story. And then, oh my gosh, I'm trying to remember what
I know
the other one was. But this is our 4th
There is
time
another one
doing this. So, the Bling Ring. Also did the Bling Ring with you.
Bling Ring, that's right. So
forget
tell the folks.
That's why I forgot. Yeah.
Tell the folks right off the top, like all the different spaces where you're working these days.
Well, I host a lot of podcasts. Currently, the big ones are The Nightly. The Nightly is a bedtime podcast for pop culture lovers. It has no commercials in it, and it's designed so that when you listen, you can fall asleep while hearing the latest, banter on pop culture and so on. But it's definitely designed to help you wind down and relax while we talk about vapid things that maybe aren't that vapid. Maybe they're a reflection of what's happening in the world. So that's called The Nightly. And I also host a health podcast called Health Matters, which is from the Mayo Clinic. And I've been doing that for a few years. And then I have a few other podcasts that have sunsetted within the past year, like By the Book and The Daily Fail, which is a podcast about the tabloids and about how the tabloids cover everything from the royals to women in Hollywood, which spoiler, sexist and racist. So yeah, those are some of my various shows that I work on currently or have worked on in the past.
Now, we don't normally talk about current events here, but while I have you here, I have to ask you for a little bit of a Royals update as a sort of fringe royal watcher myself. What is going on with the princesses? Or,
Oh
I
boy.
want to know about a little bit about the younger royals and what's happening.
Yes. Are you referring to Beatrice and Eugenie?
I was.
Yes. Okay. So Andrew's daughters, we used to call him Prince Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, who we don't use the word prince with anymore. And we probably never should have because he's always been pretty terrible. But he has a long history. He and his ex-wife slash hookup buddy, Fergie, uh, those two have a long history of interacting with and accepting money from and being entertained by Jeffrey Epstein. And as we know, he has been credibly accused of being involved in underage sex trafficking. Virginia Jeffrey famously wrote a memoir about it, sued him, and he was found liable. And unfortunately, Virginia Jeffrey died. But now, with the release of the Epstein files, we've come to see more and more and more what Andrew and Fergie were doing. They were just a few days after Jeffrey Epstein was released from his prison sentence, again for trafficking underage children. 5 days after he was released from prison, who was hanging out with him? Fergie and her two daughters. And why would you bring your two barely legal daughters to go and hang out with Jeffrey Epstein? Oh, why would you accept
Why?
his money and pretend like you didn't know that he just got out of jail? These are major questions that the world has right
Mm-mm.
now. And
Yeah.
how much did how much did Eugenie and Beatrice actually know about Jeffrey Epstein? Because there are questions now about, you know, were they choosing to keep company with him? Did they just go along to keep their mom company? And there are many, many mentions of Beatrice and Eugenie in the Epstein files. And yeah,
I,
it's pretty bad.
oh man. So I wasn't sure if they specifically were mentioned. So that's interesting to know. So this is the kinds of stuff that you get from Kristen, just
Yes, because
one little
in
corner
addition
of
to
her
hosting
work.
all of those podcasts I mentioned at the top, I also am a pop culture critic and a royal watcher. So I regularly do the rounds whenever there's breaking news on regarding the royal family. So CNN, BBC, your local radio station. I appear on all of those, and I'm regularly quoted in Us Weekly, Business Insider, and a bunch of other print publications as well. So I'm just somebody who watches the royals and has opinions about them. I've attended some major events with them. I was at Meghan and Harry's wedding. I was at the last formal event that Charles and Diana appeared at together.
Oh
And
wow.
so I've been at a few different notable royal events over the years too. But yeah, the royals, they're always up to something. And I always find it fascinating because I think not only are they history, they're also Hollywood. They're also supposed to be the PR agency, essentially for what it means to be British. There are a lot of symbolic things, but they're also a huge reflection of our values, including the bad values like colonialism and racism.
And even when they're not terrible people, they are pretty messy. They're really
Oh, yes,
messy, right?
absolutely. Yes.
And you know who's not messy? Here's my segue. You know who's not messy? Dolly.
Oh, American royalty. Yes, our Queen Dolly. Yes.
She
Yes.
is
We bow down to you, Dolly. We love you so much.
maybe
Not
the
messy.
least terrible American. I'm
Oh,
gonna just put it out
I
there.
think so. I sometimes think, how lucky are we to be alive in the era that Dolly Parton is alive in? Of all of the millions of years we could be alive in, to be alive at this moment in time, how lucky are we?
She must be protected at all costs. Dolly
Yes.
Parton and I mean we've just played the very famous interview with Barbara Walters, which
Mhm.
Barbara, a word, please.
Condescending. Oh my God.
So
Condescending
gross.
with a
Where
capital
I come
C.
from, where I come from, would
Oh
people
my
call you
God.
a
Stop it,
hillbilly?
Barbara. Barbara was a trailblazer in her own right, and she did a lot of amazing things for women in the media. But Also, come on, don't tear other women down on your way
Thank
up.
you.
Cut it out,
Ah,
Barbara. Cut it out.
not
Yeah.
okay.
No.
And speaking of wigs, I mean, she's not wearing one in that interview, but if we're going to do a wig perspective, anyway,
Yes.
80 years old. Dolly is
Ugh.
80 years old. Remember,
Yeah.
like just a few years ago when she was it the Super Bowl and she was in the Dallas Cowboy cheerleader?
Oh, yes, yes. That wasn't the Super Bowl, but it's a very famous annual
Some big
Dallas
game.
Cowboys game that they have
Yeah.
every year with a different celebrity. And she was wearing that tiny little cheerleader outfit, looking so good.
Love her. So
Love her.
we've talked about her several times on the show. We did, and this is our second Heartstrings that we've covered. We did Jolene, which was the first
Yes,
episode in the
I
Heartstrings
remember that.
series. And we also did my personal favorite, Gotta Get Out of This Town. What is it called? Christmas on the Square.
Oh, Christmas on
The
the Square.
musical, the holiday
Yes.
musical, where Christine Baranski has to get out of this town. And Debbie Allen and the lift and spin choreography. Just anytime you need like holiday cheer at any day, just get yourself some Christmas on the Square. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, all of this is to say we talked about her for a really long time. She recently lost her husband of I don't even remember how many years.
Carl Dean, they were married for approximately 60 years.
Gosh. But I want to go through some highlights of some time ago when we did a previous Dolly episode. I had a Substack post where I listed a bunch of stuff about Dolly that people I feel like we don't talk about enough.
Mm-hmm.
One is her Imagine library. Dolly Parton
Imagination
is a
Library.
champion. Yeah, a champion of literacy. She has given away more than 10 million books to children. In an era where we are banning and sometimes even burning books. That's where we are right now. Dolly is steadfastly, holding back the tide with a broom. Have you tried the Duncan Hines mixes? Have you tried the Duncan?
The banana one? Yes.
The banana one is so good. There's a banana
Yes.
one, and I want to say it's coconut. Is the other one coconut? There's two cake mixes. The frosting is the best Duncan Hines frosting I've ever had. It is so delicious. You can get those things anywhere. I have a Dolly Parton Lodge cast iron skillet. It's got Dolly on the base.
Nice.
Very nice. Dolly Wood, one of the
That's
most
where my husband and I honeymooned when we got married. We honeymooned.
Did you tell me about it? Tell us about Dollywood.
Oh my gosh, it was fantastic. It's just the sweetest little theme park that is kind of like Great Smoky Mountains tribute, where you're kind of going back in time to an imagined version of a Great Smoky Mountain village. And so there's a main street where they have parades up and down the street. Sometimes Dolly is in them. There's an old theater where shows are put on. There's a museum just to Dolly, like her clothes, her career. And that's my favorite part of Dollywood, actually. But then there's one of the most storied eagle sanctuaries in America is there.
What?
And so you can just look at eagles if you want to. There are peddlers who do leather work and make shoes and do things like that if you want to watch old-timey crafts being done. And then there are outstanding rides. When I was there, they had the fastest wooden roller coaster in the world. It was one of those slingshot styles where you're sitting in the seat and then your seat actually gets pulled back a little bit, like in a slingshot, and then you go from 0 to 68 miles per hour in 1 second. And it's amazing. Yeah, so some of the rides are actually really fun. Some of them are really scary. If you want to just do the theme park rides, you can. If you want to eat at the restaurants, you can. The food is great in the restaurants.
It's gotta be.
Oh my God, it's like yummy, great Smoky Mountain cooking. Everything from like pit ham to peach pie, and the food is outstanding there. So it's a lot of fun. And then if you love Dolly, you can just stick to the Dolly stuff. If you really can just sit there. Some people in the area get season tickets and they just use it as a park to hang out in and hang out with others and wave at your neighbors and do some people watching. It's a great place.
Wow. Yes. Bucket list. Bucket list. Now, let's talk about some of the fundraising that she's done in an era where we have billionaires not trying to make the world a better place, just competing to build the biggest penis rocket, the biggest, fastest penis rocket into space. Dolly Parton is raising gigantic bucks for the American Red Cross, HIV, AIDS. She personally donated $500,000 and put on a benefit concert to build a state-of-the-art cancer center in her home state of Tennessee. She set up the Eagle Sanctuary. Like, she set that up. That was her project to set up. It's not like, there happens to be
one of the largest recycling programs in the entire state of Tennessee. She also funded the COVID vaccine. She also took the money that she made from Whitney Houston remaking her song, I Will Always Love You, to fund an entire African-American housing community.
I mean,
the number of things she does. And I think a lot of people forget that she also has secretly funded projects that have been really instrumental in helping to create acceptance for marginalized communities. For example, she was one of the producers of Common Thread Stories from the Quilt, which was the Project AIDS Memorial quilt that and that documentary came out in 1989 and it won tons of awards. And most people didn't even realize Dolly Parton was behind that. And she also has done projects like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, she was a producer on. And so she's across the generations tried to create projects where women get to be superheroes, where people living with AIDS are humanized. I mean, she's done such a wide variety of projects for kids, for low-income people, for so many people. She really is a treasure.
She even, when the Great Smoky Mountains, they had these wildfires back in 2016.
Yes, that's when my husband and I were there on our honeymoon. Everything was on
really?
fire.
Whoa.
Yes.
And she had her telethon and she raised enough to donate. What was it? Okay, I've got it right here. She raised enough money to donate $1,000 a month for 6 months to over 900 impacted families.
Yes.
What?
My God, she's amazing.
What?
She could, if she wanted to, probably have more money than Jeff Bezos at this point, but
she
could
could.
It away.
Because she's a good person. Just saying.
She really is. Yeah.
So Dolly Parton Heartstrings. I forget what year Heartstrings started. It's in
2019.
I was going to say it was right before the pandemic.
It was.
Because that's when we all were watching Heartstrings during the pandemic. But that's when we really needed Dolly the most, and she was there for us. That's all I'm saying.
She's always there for us when we need her. Yes.
I'm going to play. The trailer for the Heartstrings episode. I mean, not for the Heartstrings episode, for the whole series. So she did a trailer for the entire series. So let's just take a look at that. Because we can't explain it better than Dolly. Let's see here. That is, I think it's this one. Nope, it's this one.
Songs. They're just stories put to music. The songs that I've written, they're stories of my life. Every triumph, every struggle, every smile, every sorrow. It's the melody of my memories. It's the sound of my heartstrings. Jolene, would you get your pretty little butt up here and help me sing? Jolene, Jolene, Jolene.
You is a beauty. Those eyes, be enough to turn a man to salt.
Please don't take my man.
I think it's about time I took you out. I know the perfect place.
Jolene, Jolene.
I think the lesson is you really have to live. Find what makes you happy.
I stand here in the presence of a love I don't deserve, praying for the courage to be worthy of that gift.
Well, it's in the beginnings.
Act like y'all like each other.
We're paying you for pictures, not color commentary.
2 doors down, they're laughing and drinking and having a party. 2 doors.
Oh, sure are a fine looking bunch, I'll tell you that.
You're an outlaw.
Some say.
What do you say?
Stick 'em up.
Women don't get cases like this. I have to win this for them. I have to win this for me. Are you out there? Are you coming back? Tell me, please.
Let's take a trip back to Sugar Hill.
Ain't you the cutest thing?
The songs that withstand the test of time are the ones that are written from the heart.
We don't deserve her. She's so
We
good.
don't. I'm already crying.
So good. And I'm so glad that today, this is an 8-movie series. It's 8 individual movies made as part of the Heartstrings series. And I personally, I'm going to spoil it right now. I'm going to say that this, in my opinion, is the best of the 8
I
movies.
think it kind of is. I agree. We did Jolene a while back, and it's fun. I mean, they're all very creative. She's really hands-on with the whole series. The range of storytelling, they're not being very they're not just sticking to like, oh, Jolene was written in the 1960s, so it should be set in the 1960s, and it should be exactly. It's new stories that that kind of follow the points of each of her songs, the plot points, if you will, because her songs are very story-like. And I love that because the thing about Dolly, her music, I mean, because I mean, first of all, she's just an angel from heaven. She just is. But in terms of her songs, and the reason we love them so much is you hear her songs and she's telling very specific stories about her life most of the time. Sometimes just things that inspire her, like 9 to 5. I don't think she had a 9 to 5 job per se, where she's clocking in and out of the secretarial pool. But
I think she's working 24/7. I don't think she ever stops working, but that would not be as good a song. Yeah.
But you hear a Dolly song and it's telling the story about Jolene or any of them. And you instantly, like, somehow you relate to it. There's something in your life that's happened. You can relate to the woman in Jolene. You can relate to the little girl in the coat of many colors, which if I even talk about it, I'm gonna start crying.
Oh my God, so good.
That song
So
always
good.
makes me cry. And you can't help but put yourself in the song and relate it, no matter who you are, what your background is. Dolly's songs and storytelling apply to you. So I love that they've done that with these films where they've created these new original stories, all kinds of different settings. If you saw the video, if you're watching the video version of this, which, by the way, apologies, because they may make us cut all these clips out. Sometimes they do. But they show you'll see that they're in different eras. They're in different places. They're not tied to whatever the original inspiration for the song was. And I really like that about the series. But getting back to your point, I kind of think this is the best one too. It does seem to have, the writing is slightly better. I don't know if it's got different writers. I didn't look into the writers of this particular one versus the other ones, but I feel like this one has the best writing and the best dialogue and the best use of humor, I think, is very good.
And I mean, we got to give a shout out to Oscar winner Melissa Leo, who really helms the cast here. She is so fantastic.
Brilliant.
As the social climbing Southern lady who needs to have the perfect day for her daughter's wedding. And it's all about her, but she also gets humanized and she just delivers these zingers. These lines are just hilarious. She has very funny, very, I'll say, bigoted views about gay
definitely
people
bigoted
in this. But the way it's delivered, it's so funny. It's not at any point, some of these things she's saying, they're almost like Archie Bunker like, oh my God, did she really just say that? And yet in the end, nobody's a bad guy in this either.
No, not at all. And the original, we'll play a little bit of a clip of the original song, which again, if you're on YouTube, I'm just going to assume that they're going to make me cut this, but but if you're listening, it'll probably go through. The original song, Two Doors Down, is about a woman who is gone through a breakup. She's feeling really sorry for herself. She's shut up in her home. She's crying her eyes out, and she hears a party going on 2 doors down from her apartment, presumably. And she decides to kind of pull herself together, go to the party, and she meets somebody there. And, by the end of the song, she and this new somebody are kind of going to go out for a walk together. And things are looking brighter for Dolly. She is just, this is one of my favorite Dolly songs.
Oh,
and
me too.
It's so
Although I
good.
do have to say, Margo, I've never thought of it as she recently got broken up with, or she recently.
Oh,
The way I always read it is she's in a situation where she feels out of sorts. Like in the case of Dolly Parton, let's say it's a young woman who's on the road with her music crew and she doesn't know that many people and she's going from town to town. And meanwhile, the rest of her crew, they're all partying and she's in her room missing her family back home. That's one way I thought about it. But I also always thought like this would apply to anybody away from home the first time. Like this is somebody sitting in their dorm room and they don't know anybody and it's their first time away from home. They're at college, and then
I hadn't
two
thought
doors
about it
down
that
and
way.
a couple doors down in the hallway, like someone else in the dorm is laughing it up and you hear other people blasting some music and laughing. And am I going to sit here and cry and feel sorry for myself because I miss everybody back home? Or am I going to try to throw myself into this and be a little less lonely? And that's kind of always how I read it.
I think that's more accurate because definitely she has said the inspiration for the song was that all her crew, all her folks that she tours with, they were all going out exactly like you're saying. They were all going out and enjoying each other. And she was like feeling left out of that.
Yeah. And for a few good reasons. One, she's the big boss lady, so people don't always want to party with the boss, right?
Yeah, of
And
course. I get
another
it.
reason she might feel some pressure to maintain some professional distance because of that. But also, when you're the big boss lady, it might also be like, oh, we don't want to bother her. They might be tiptoeing around her. It might not even be about professionalism so much as, oh, we need to let Dolly rest her voice and, respect that, she needs time by herself. So she might feel left out because people either respect her or are scared of her or whatever it might be. I can't imagine being afraid of Dolly, but and then she's sitting in her room hearing everyone else have a good time. And she's feeling like, I wish I had people to have a good time with. Oh, I do. They're right down the hall, 2 doors down.
Yeah. Well, why not? Why, let me get over myself and get down there. Before I play the song a little bit, I just want to go over some of the people who are in this series. First of all, let's just get out of the way. Timothy Busfield. There's that. We also have Julianne Hough. Is it Huff? Derek and Julian.
Yeah. Former Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah. So she was in the Jolene episode.
The Stars. Yeah.
And she's super good. She can really sing and
she looks great in a red wig too. Yeah,
she does. I like the red hair. We've got these are just I'm talking about the series as a whole, not this particular episode, if we want to call it an episode. Kathleen Turner.
Yes.
Delta Burke and Major Dad did an episode together. We have Jennifer Goodwin. Or is it Godwin? Goodwin?
I think it's Goodwin, but I might be wrong.
I think you're right.
Don't quote me on that.
Kathleen Turner. Did I mention Kathleen Turner? Tim Reed. I mean, it's not there's some stars in there. And this one particular episode of Two Doors Down, I think, is a really good we have a really good ensemble cast for this one. And let's play the song, though, so we have a little bit of, in case somebody out there has not heard this song before. I don't know, like, here's a little bit of what you're missing, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I could listen to the whole thing. I could really, it's so good. It's such a good song. it's from the same album that I think 9 to 5 is on, if I remember correctly.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
It's a blockbuster album. It was this really important album for her, and you would think I would remember the name of it, but I could see the cover of it, and it was this album where she really she was already really super famous. She was cast in 9 to 5, and she puts out this album. I need to find out what the name of this album is. And it is kind of her big crossover hit. I mean, crossover album where she's doing songs like this is not Jolene. This is not I Will Always Love You. It's much more poppy. 9 to 5. Which album is that?
Oh, it's from her album Here You Come Again.
Yeah, it's from Here You Come Again.
By the way, I love the song Here You Come Again too. That's one of my very favorite Dolly songs. Love that song.
Oh, I'm confusing. 9 to 5 is not on that album, but Music Man, that Kenny Rogers song that I love so much. It's a great, great album. And it was her blending, bringing this pop kind of sensibility into her music, because she could do anything. She recently put out a rock. Remember the rock one that she did?
Yeah, she had like techno. She's done bluegrass, obviously. She's done, oh my God, some of her songs have yodeling in them. She's just fantastic.
She is a master yodeler.
She's so good. There's nothing she can't do.
Oh, God bless that woman. So let's talk a little bit about Two Doors Down and the cast. We have, I suddenly lost my thing with the cast on it. Where are they?
Yeah. Well, we already mentioned Melissa Leo, who plays the mother, Amelia, in this. She's the mother of the bride, because all of this takes place during a wedding weekend around New Year's. It's between Christmas and New Year's, and there's this wedding weekend taking place, and the whole thing is helmed by mom, Melissa Leo, Oscar winner.
What did she win an Oscar for? Do we know?
Oh my God, it wasn't Frozen River, it was The Fighter. But Frozen River, I think she might have also been nominated. She's fantastic. I love Melissa Leo.
She is so good, and she really is the anchor of this whole movie. I don't know if I'm not sure like why we chose a holiday wedding, but it was just like, why not? Maybe the location was already decorated for Christmas.
Even more. I'm a Christmas nut, so I'm like, yes, have some Christmas in this too.
Great.
I'll take it.
I'm here for it. Yeah.
Love it.
So we have Melissa Leo. She is our mother of the bride. I'm trying to think. We meet her and we meet the bride, who's played by Katie Stevens, playing her daughter Lee. And they are, they're in a stretch Hummer, and they're coming up on the wedding venue. So we very quickly establish that this is a family. First of all, they love each other. There's no question about that whatsoever. Everybody loves each other. There's the wife, the husband, the daughter, the son, they're grown up, and their wedding planner and the son are in a relationship, but the parents, he's not out to his parents yet.
No. So the wedding planner, Cole, my gay Cole, that's what Melissa Leo
the mom calls him.
My gay Cole. Cole is best friends with Lee, who is the girl who's getting married, the young woman who's getting married, played by Katie Stevens. And Melissa Leo's just like, I love my daughter's gay best friend. And she just, that's her way of
it's so patronizing. It's so terrible.
Oh, so patronizing. But she loves her gay Cole. And little does she know that her gay Cole is not just her daughter's best friend. He's also her son, Tyler's boyfriend.
Yes. So I think they do a really good job in this. Again, I think this is the best one. Yes. I think they do a great job of giving us not being too heavy-handed with the exposition and giving us the backstory about this family. So yes, they all love each other. We are led to believe they come from kind of humble beginnings. Like if Barbara Walters was interviewing them, she'd be like,
yes,
our world, would we call you hillbillies? So they have had some kind of financial success, some kind of a successful business. We're not really clear. Somehow they've made money,
Yeah,
and
mom's
they have
husband, Roy, had some success in his business, which, if I'm understanding correctly, it's like a blue collar sort of business. And
yeah.
he's a blue jeans and pickup trucks hunting sort of guy. And
Mhm.
he never aimed to be rich or pretentious. He just wanted to do his job, take care of his family. And it just so happened that his blue collar business did very, very well. And
So they were
so,
moving on up. And then,
exactly,
yeah, they moved to a bigger house, fancier neighborhood, and
a neighborhood with society ladies.
definitely, and we all know how that can be.
Mhm,
And so the wife has kind of thrown herself into the keeping up with the Joneses,
mhm,
trying to impress these women who aren't really even her friends per se.
mhm,
Also, um, so she's running the show. She is running the show, and her wedding planner is kind of just carrying out orders, basically.
mhm.
She's
Yeah.
dictating every minor, teeny weeny detail of this wedding experience is under her control. And everybody, at least in the beginning, everybody's kind of going along with her and just trying to make her happy because she recently had a very, very serious health scare,
Mhm,
which they keep kind of tiptoeing around talking about. That she keeps
mhm.
referring to her like, and she keeps bringing it up to guilt them into doing what she wants. Like, well,
Yes,
after my ordeal, I
yes.
really hoped that my daughter would wear this wedding dress. Or I really hoped that such and such. And they're like, oh, okay, fine.
We'll play
Um,
along.
yeah.
Yes, but all of them have secrets. So they're playing along, and at the same time, each family member is hiding a secret.
We also learn that not all is that rosy in the marriage between the mother and the father.
Mhm. Yes,
Things
yes.
are a little bit rocky. He's not enjoying having to like impress her society ladies so much.
Yep, yep. And so we already told the listeners some of the secrets there. The
Mhm.
big secret that uh, Tyler, the son, is actually romantically involved with Cole, the wedding planner slash best friend of the bride. But the bride, Lee, also has a secret, which is she is going to full time pursue her acting dreams. She's gotten some bit parts on local television, on local productions, but she and her soon to be husband, as soon as they're hitched, they're planning to move to Hollywood and pursue her acting more full time. And dad, the secret he's been hiding is that he's been in pain this entire time over the fear of losing his wife, and he never let his feelings show because he needed to be strong because he's that type of man. Boys don't cry. I'm going to be strong for you. And he didn't realize that his wife, mom, that she felt like she was alone in her pain. Like, my husband never cried with me over this. He never dealt with the agony of it. He just was like, "At least we're lucky enough to have the kids," or at least we have a doctor close by." He was like a Mr. Look on the bright side guy, and then secretly calling his son late at night and crying to his son, but hiding his tears because he didn't want his wife to know how sad he was. So all of them have been hiding things this whole time.
Yeah, and the oddly, except for the mom, like the mom didn't really share with the dad about like her feeling. Eventually get to a place where they talk about it, but yeah, she didn't really share that how alone that she felt.
Mhm.
And you
Yep.
know, I think I really like the way that they did this. So as often happens when humans slash women have these big life experiences, a big loss, a major illness, an unexpected disaster, where life reminds you that you are not the one in charge.
Mhm.
Some of us, pointing to myself because I'm like this too, some of us react by trying to control absolutely everything that we think we can possibly control.
Mhm.
And we get very hyper fixated on very stupid little things and make them mean things that they don't necessarily mean. Like eventually this woman gets to the point where everybody has to agree to which hors d'oeuvres are being served, What is she wearing to the rehearsal dinner? Who's wearing what jewelry? Or they don't love her. Like, it means that's what she makes it mean. And that is ridiculous, of course. But that happens when we feel like things are out of control. Sometimes we try to be a little too controlling over the things that are within our control. And so we see, and the problem with that is that when you get into a mode like that, I'm speaking from experience, it is never enough somehow. Like there's never a point where everything is actually running exactly right. And you can finally just exhale and relax. That moment does not exist because there's always something else that needs to be controlled. There's always something else that needs to be micromanaged. And so this poor woman is definitely caught in that loop where she is feeling like she has to hold the reins on every single detail of every single person's life in her family. And that is not a sustainable state of affairs.
Yeah. You put that so beautifully. And in that way, I think, to go back to what I was saying earlier, I think the movie does manage to humanize Amelia, the mom, Melissa Leo's character, because even though she's ridiculous and says
bigoted,
bigoted, says some of the most asinine things, it's hard not to feel a little bit of affection for her and understanding. At least for me, I love her. I'm laughing at her. I'm laughing with her occasionally, but mostly laughing at her. But then also understanding, like, yeah, you're a human. I think everybody comes off as pretty human in this movie by the end.
Totally agree. And there is always the love there. So there's never a point where anybody stops loving anybody. So there's just some stuff there that has to be worked through.
Yes. Well, we should also mention where the Two Doors Down.
Thank you. Yes.
Some of the lyrics come in here. So, so Cole, Margo Cole, the wedding planner, and Tyler, the son, they have adjoining rooms, it turns out. And Tyler's like, Cole, you can't have us have adjoining rooms. My mom, you know how she is. She's so controlling. She's going to freak out. She's also somebody who's going to send me to conversion therapy if she finds out. She's not going to be laying out the rainbow red carpet for us if she sees us in adjoining rooms. And Cole says, oh, don't you worry. She's 2 doors down and around the corner. She won't hear us laughing and having a party in here. And there is a point much later in the movie where she literally is sitting in her room 2 doors down, crying while everybody else is laughing and having a party, and stuffing wedding cake in her mouth and rolling around on the bed with mascara down her face.
We have a clip. I'll show it in a second. Yeah, I love the way that they integrated all of that into this. And I also really appreciate she really crosses some lines with her bigotry.
Oh, she does. She absolutely does. And somehow does it in a way where the movie's not offensive in the least.
Yeah, where you're not like, okay, I'm out. I can't with this.
It's like, I have to turn this off. Never once do I think I have to turn this off. It's too torturous. It somehow walks the line.
One of the things, and I couldn't find a clip of this, and I apologize, but if you watch the Dolly Parton Heartstrings episode of 2 Doors Down, one of the things that most impressed me, because I actually hadn't seen this one, I don't know why, but in the intro, so she does a little intro for each of they're little mini movies. They're like a little over an hour long. So they're longer than a television show. And Dolly does a little intro. We should say this, that Dolly does a little intro for every single one. She gives you a little bit of the actual background of the song, what inspired her to really write the song. And every episode features a Dolly cameo. She makes an appearance in every single episode. So that's always fun because the whole time you're like, when is Dolly going to show up? When is Dolly going to show up? But what I really loved and kind of took me aback about this one in particular, as only Dolly can do, she, you know, she welcomes you in and she tells you like, oh, this is a song I wrote, you know, when my crew were when they were going out and they were having a great time. And it's really about all of the wonderful people that we encounter on the road and my wonderful fans. And she names off like people who are trans, people
Yes.
who are,
Gay,
you know,
lesbian, different colors, different faiths. She actually says the words "love is love" in road
she does.
families and in real families. And
She literally does.
oh my God,
Before,
I just love
before
it.
we
And
ever start this thing, she's like, look, these are the rules of Dolly
yes,
World.
yes,
Everybody belongs.
yes, everybody. And you're right. She literally names off those specific marginalized groups. She doesn't keep it vague like love comes in many colors. She actually literally says transgender people, lesbian,
Yeah.
gay, and so on. Yes,
Yeah.
she says it.
Which really, I mean, just why is there only one? Why do we only get one Dolly? Is what I want to know. Why do we have so many billionaires and only one Dolly? That seems
Not
unfair to
fair.
me.
No, not fair.
Rude. I think it's rude.
But
So
speaking of transgender people, there
oh
is
yeah,
also a trans character or a non-binary
a
character.
non-binary character as well. Yeah, with
Yes,
some
in the
pronoun
movie.
stuff happening.
Mhm. Yeah, one of the cousins who is going to be a bride's mate, not a bridesmaid.
I love Never
it.
heard that
Yes,
before. I love it.
yes. And so, yeah, there definitely are a wide range of characters that represent everybody that Dolly probably met on the road, but wrapped up in the sweet family wedding movie.
It's yeah, it's so much fun. Also very similar to I don't remember if there was one for Jolene. I think there was. There definitely is a Trixie and Katya like to watch for Gotta Get Out of This Town for Christmas on the Square.
Yes.
It may be my favorite Trixie and Katya love to watch. I just want to play a little clip because they did do one for Two Doors Down. So let's watch their take on this movie because it's pretty good. And I hope I didn't pick a clip that has anything inappropriate, but I can't make any promises.
Sometimes it happens.
Ever get in there? Oh, Mom's gonna kill me for telling you this. Their wedding gift to you and Digby is a house. They bought you all a house.
Okay, this is embarrassing. I got you a house. Oh, but I don't want to live here. By the way, she probably put a house on her registry. Yeah, she did. She ripped it.
Renee is Ren now, Mom. That just sounds like more of that LBTGXYZ nonsense.
Or LBGTQIFDRB, 1, 2, 3. Pretty soon people be marrying tree stumps.
Well, I will say this. They say in the movie, it's not champagne that gets sprayed all over the wedding dress. It's Lambrusco. And Lambrusco is reddish. So it's ruining this vintage wedding dress.
It is ruining the dress.
That Mom insists that Lee must wear at this wedding because it's a family heirloom and you have to wear it whether you like it or not. Mom's very controlling, as you said earlier, Margo.
Extremely controlling. And we also established that Mom has a sister. That's who has the non-binary child. And the sister so the mom had the wedding dress heirloom and the sister had their mother's ring heirloom. And this mom that we just saw bullies her sister into giving up the wedding ring to
it's like, you've been divorced. You don't need a wedding ring anymore. And it's like, oh my God, Melissa Leo. Wow.
She really is the linchpin of this whole movie. And very believable. We forgot to mention Andy. Is it Mintus as her son Tyler? Adorable.
Oh my gosh. And Cole, by the way, Michael Willett, who plays my gay Cole, he's adorable too. He has some of the funniest lines
together.
He has so many funny lines. One of my favorite lines is when Cole is explaining to Tyler, like, it's okay, our rooms are connected, but your mom's 2 doors, whatever. And then they hear mom trying to get into the room, and
She just
Cole,
barges in wherever.
yeah, and Cole jumps into the closet and he says, "This is a little too literal for me."
Yeah.
But then closes himself in the closet while mom comes in to complain about something else and control something else. Yeah.
So you know what happens, Kristen, when you try to control everything, that doesn't usually work out for people.
Not usually, no.
Eventually, like the dam breaks and so we have, she's again, because it's never enough. You have to control more and more and more. You know, the dress is wrecked, so now I got to pick another dress, and it's going to be the dress that I pick, and I got to bully my sister now into giving you the ring because you have to have an heirloom, and I've got to do this and that, and I want to make sure that my husband wears this to the rehearsal dinner, and that we serve that, and yada yada yada, and it's going on and tighter and tighter, and now she's micromanaging their vows.
Yes.
In the rehearsal, and the daughter, understandably, reaches a breaking point. So again, we're going to spoil everything here.
Yeah.
And it's pretty bad.
Oh my God, it's really terrible. Like, this is one
I
point
gasped.
where I just thought, can I watch the rest of this movie? And I can, because it gets way better. But it is such a tense, dark point where so much is being thrown at Lee, the bride, and mom is yelling about, like, you know, this is supposed to be this way. This is supposed to be this way. Oh my gosh, hold on. Are you still acting? What's going on? What other secrets do you have here? And then Lee yells out, "I'm not the only one with secrets. Tyler is gay." And everything freezes. And then there's a moment where I'm like, oh no, I can't see what's going to happen next. I can't
I know.
And then Lee just starts having a meltdown. Like, I'm so sorry. Oh my God, what did I just say? Everybody's attention was on me. Oh my God, I'm used to attention when it's in a controlled, filmed environment for acting. I am not used to attention when it's like 80 people at a rehearsal and all eyes are on me and mom's telling me I'm doing everything wrong. And so she feels terrible about it. But
yeah,
in the moment, it's just like,
bad.
Oh my God, Lee,
don't do that.
What did you just do, Lee? You don't out somebody with, oh my God, Lee, what did you just do? But interestingly, mom, Melissa Leo, she is so good at keeping up appearances that she stands in front of everybody who's there at the rehearsal and says, "Oh, don't you worry, everybody. She's just under that stress of, you know, the wedding, and she was just saying things she didn't mean. Everyone just have a good time, have a drink, and we'll see y'all later." Like, she is so good at acting diplomatic to strangers she's trying to impress, but she's so nitpicky and awful with her own family.
Exactly. And I really like that they give, so I mean, that just, let's all just, like, that is a terrible thing to do. Like,
Awful.
Don't be
Don't
out.
do it, people. Don't out people. Don't do it.
Not
No.
okay. And I like that they give that the gravity that it deserves.
Yes.
They don't really kind of brush it off. Like, that's a major super foul. Real bad party foul. Don't do
Terrible.
that. And the mom kind of flips out. She tries reasoning with, first of all, she doesn't believe it.
Yeah.
That's the first.
She says, "I know that my gay Cole can be so charismatic and it's easy to be sucked in by that. Did he seduce you?" And Tyler's like, "No, I seduced him and he kept on resisting. He said, 'I'm your sister's best friend.' This is a little too all in the family for me. This is a little much for me." And Tyler makes clear Cole resisted at first, and then eventually the two fell in love. So, mom, no, Cole didn't force me into anything.
And then she suggests conversion therapy.
Yeah. "I have this friend who can talk to confused people like you." And he's like, "Confused? Excuse me? I'm not confused."
So what Dolly's doing here, just saying. I mean, Dolly is she's taking a lot of stands in this episode.
Yes, she is.
That she doesn't make, like Jolene is fun. And it's about this guy, obviously it's about very much like what the song is about. There's this marriage and things are not great. And there's this cute young thing. But in this one, Dolly is really putting her foot down.
Yes.
America. She has had it with the bigotry.
Yes.
And the mom who has been completely obsessed with having the appearance, the facade of having everything together, being totally in charge of every single minor detail. Now it has all just gone kablooey.
Yes.
And she's not handling it so great.
She is not. But we got to give a shout out to Dad here, because Dad has a totally different way of dealing with things.
Pickup truck he's got the truck and the trucker cap.
Yep.
He's got the camo.
He's got some jeans that look like they've been in his closet for over 70 years, longer than he has been alive. Yeah, he's a rugged guy. He's a rugged blue collar guy. Yeah. And he says, son, Tyler, what do you say we go out and shoot some cans? And he knows that Tyler doesn't like shooting animals. And they go out and they shoot some cans and have the kind of talk where you don't have to make eye contact. You're doing an activity.
That's right, because you're busy shooting.
Because you're busy, so you don't have to like look into each other's eyes over a cup of coffee. But they're shooting cans in the woods, and he essentially says to Tyler, I always kind of suspected, and because of that, I rehearsed in my mind what I would say to you if this day ever came. And what I would say is, I love you no matter what. And this is something that's a little hard for me, but I love you no matter what. You know, he's not saying I embrace you fully without any reservations.
Yeah, he doesn't like rip off his camo and there's like a rainbow glitter suit underneath. But but he's meeting, he's being a good parent. He's meeting his kid where he is. He's there to support him. He's got his back no matter what. And what I think is really great. So not only have this great scene with the dad and the son. And by the way, the dad,
I have the exact quote here. This is what he says. Okay.
Oh, thank you.
I love this quote. Dad says to Tyler, I wasn't looking forward to this day, I'm sorry to say, but I promised myself that if it ever came, I'd look you in the eye and tell you that I love you. And I do. There's no doubt about that. So he's being upfront about his shortcomings. I'm sorry to say I wasn't looking forward to this, but I love you so much. You're my boy. I love you. And then they hug, and he says to Tyler, just one question. Are you happy? And it's beautiful. What a beautiful thing. He just wants his son to be happy. He loves his son.
And again, here's Dolly just given, all the families that are struggling with that. Here's a little manual. Here's how you handle this situation, right?
Yes.
And then it ends there's a lot of really great humor in this. And I know this doesn't sound funny, but it is very funny. Then the dad accidentally shoots the son.
And it's definitely an accident, just to be clear.
It's totally an accident.
This isn't like his subconscious playing out his anxieties. It really is an accident.
But what I really love about that, so then they take that scene, which is a great scene between the father and the son, and the parent is just really showing up for the kid here.
Mm-hmm.
But then the mom later on says, how come you were able to show up emotionally for our son with this, but you weren't able to show up emotionally for me when I had cancer?
Yes.
And they have that conversation.
Yeah. And that's when it all comes out that Dad just tried to be strong for Mom the whole time. Dad was calling Tyler up every night and talking about his pain and his fears and everything, but not telling his wife about his pain and fears. He didn't want to burden her with his feelings. He felt like, my wife's job is not to comfort me when I'm feeling so much fear now. My job is to comfort her while she's going through this ordeal. And I think that's a mistake that a lot of people make. A lot of people, we really want to be there to be cheerleaders and to hold up those people around us who are dealing with a health challenge, a life challenge, and we don't want them to know, I'm laying up all night worrying about you. We don't want them to feel like that's an additional burden they have to carry. Exactly. But sometimes that makes us seem like robots and not human.
Yeah, there's that danger.
Yes.
So it's all building and building, the story. So dad, everybody's kind of slowly getting to the root of everything. However, we still have our bride. And
Yes.
I love, by the way, the mom is upset that people are keeping secrets from her, but she has no problem keeping a secret like, oh, I bought you a house to live in for the rest of your life. Like,
That's a ridiculous surprise. Okay. I'm going to say, like, surprising somebody with a new handbag
yeah.
or, I don't know, a box of cookies. And it's like, oh no, I'm gluten free. I can't eat those cookies, whatever. Or that handbag, it's too formal for my wardrobe. But a house?
Yeah.
How
don't
do you
even
say,
think
I'm sorry, I'm not going to actually live here. I'm moving to Hollywood. You bought me something that's probably worth $1 million?
Yeah.
Because these people have a lot of money. So mom and dad
Yeah.
probably dropped $1
It was
million
not
on a new house for them.
definitely. And it's in the town where they live, right?
Yes. Yes.
And so the daughter, that was the reason for her her snapping and doing what she did. And then she shows back up with her fiance. They have eloped.
Yes.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yep. They just did not want to deal with all the micromanaging from mom. They didn't want to deal with all the judgment. They didn't want to have their own vows erased by ones that mom wrote for them.
Yeah.
And the way they explain it to mom, though, is you and dad got married in a courthouse, and we always thought of you two as the best couple in the world. And the most romantic thing to do would be to get married the way you did, with no fanfare, with just the two of us and with the love that we share. And we wanted that. That's all we really wanted today. And meanwhile, mom spent God knows how much money on this wedding.
It is not a cheap wedding.
No,
And
we're
so,
talking an entire like historic resort hotel situation that the whole thing's rented out for this family.
Yeah. Yeah. They've had the whole place.
Yeah.
So now the mom's entire world has just come crashing down around her. And the wedding, her dream wedding that she was putting together and like making her family act out is never going to happen. And then we have this amazing scene where she kind of, her mind is just spinning out of control, and she just walks away from everybody, grabbing the cake topper on her way out. And then we have this maybe my favorite scene. I laughed and laughed. Let's play this one. So she's walking into the empty reception hall and looking at all her dreams on the floor.
Yes.
She grabs, I'm narrating for the listeners. She grabs the cake topper, takes it up to her hotel
bride
room.
and groom figurine. Yep.
What are y'all looking at?
She's talking to the bride and groom figurine. What are you looking at?
In her gown, all made up.
Cake topper. Yep.
She grabs the cake with her fist. And this squishy sound is her shoving gobs of cake into her mouth and crying into the cake.
It's amazing. Just shoves the whole cake in her face then. Just presses her face into it.
She just picks up the whole cake and she just rams her face into it. And then, by this point, the dad is fine. Everybody else is fine. And they've eloped. So let's just have our party. And they can
still have the reception.
They can still have the reception. It is in full swing. And then we find out that the son's surprise was he got a certain somebody to play at the reception. I don't know how he did it. Turns out he knows
it was
Dolly
through a
Parton.
work connection.
Yeah.
And what a great work connection that is.
So Dolly Parton, the mom's favorite artist of all time. By the way, in all of these Heartstrings movies, everybody's favorite artist of all time is Dolly Parton.
Of course, because that's the truth for most of us, right?
Yeah. And so somehow the son has gotten through work connections. He has gotten Dolly to come and sing a couple of songs at this reception. And the dad is like, I cannot believe that your mother is missing this. Dolly is her favorite of all time. So the son goes up to the hotel room, and the mom opens the door, and her face is covered in cake. and her
Oh,
hair is
yeah.
all messed up, and she's got buttercream on her gown that she was wearing.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
And he basically says to her, just like the song, hey, maybe if you get over yourself, you could come
Yeah.
downstairs and we could all celebrate together like a family.
Hmm. But she says, no, my whole life is ruined. And Tyler says, you had 2 goals this weekend, to get Lee married and to find me someone who would make me happy. Because we didn't mention this, but Mom this
Oh, yeah.
entire wedding weekend keeps pointing out eligible pretty girls, high society girls, like, oh, look at her. She's looking at you. Look at that girl. You could go with her.
And they are
Well,
all looking
Tyler
at him.
They are, because he's very handsome.
Yeah.
But Tyler says, you had 2 goals this weekend, to get Lee married and to find me someone who would make me happy. Mission accomplished. How does that ruin your life, Mom? And Mom says, do I look like I'm in the mood to be reasonable? Because she's covered in cake and her mascara is like running down her face and so on.
And he goes,
And
listen to what's going on down there. And she listens. She goes, oh,
she's
great.
like, is that
You
a
got
drag
some
queen
drag
lip
queen."
syncing? And he's like, no, Mom, it's not a drag queen lip syncing. It's actually Dolly. It really is Dolly. Thanks to a connection through work, she is here singing a couple of songs. You are missing it. Are you going to stay here and cry all night in your room? Or are you going to laugh and dance and enjoy the party? Essentially the lyrics of Two Doors Down.
Exactly. We're laughing and drinking and having a party. And so, yeah, so so she does, she because Dolly, she's like, what? And she gets herself together. As
Yes,
much as
she does.
can, races down there, and now they're all celebrating. My only note about this movie, the only thing where I was like, was that, so it's New Year's Eve. That's the whole thing. So it's a New Year's Eve wedding / reception.
Yes.
And the MC for the party, I don't know who this guy is. Is he the DJ? All of a sudden there's this guy who's like announcing everything. And he's like, great news, ladies and gentlemen. Dolly's going to come back and she's going to count us down for the new year. And then he proceeds to count. He does not give her the mic.
She just stands there while he doesn't hand the mic over to Dolly. If Dolly's on the
Dolly
stage, you give her the
Parton,
mic.
nobody wants to hear you count down from 10, sir. Who are you?
But Dolly then does break into Old Lang Syne, which is very sweet. And she also sings a little bit of a medley too. Two Doors
Great.
Down,
Love
9 to
it.
5, Baby I'm Burning, You Got Me on Fire. And she shouts out the couple, but she shouts out Tyler more. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Because Tyler's her connection, and Tyler's the one who hired her, and Tyler's who we're really here to cheer for. Tyler and Michael Gay Cole as
Yeah.
a couple. And she's really shouting out those two more than the married couple.
We've got the non-binary relative is like cheering, and like everybody's just freaking out because it's Dolly. And I love also this. There's a great scene between the non-binary cousin. I think they're cousins, right? Their
cousin Ren. Yep, Ren
and Tyler. After Tyler's been outed to the whole everybody by his sister, he has this really great scene with his cousin as a member of this younger generation, and we get to see like how things, the mastery of Dolly Parton. We get to see that things are evolving. The world, we are actually moving forward, and these younger people are braver, smarter, than
more progressive, more open-minded, more into, lifting up all ships and not just my own.
Yeah.
And it's clear that Tyler in some ways is kind of like, well, yes, the GLB, but this T thing, what is this doing here? And even Cole kind of calls him out on that, like, come on, this is all of our fight, and this is all of our liberation, essentially, he says, but not in those words, in a much more family movie sort of way, he says.
In a way, much more Dolly way.
Yeah, much more Dolly way. And Ren kind of does the same thing to Tyler, kind of is like,
Yeah.
yeah, wake up, cuz.
Yeah, maybe just
It's
live
a
your
new
truth.
era.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so touching and so much fun, and it's funny. I loved this whole story so much. And it's totally in the spirit of the original song too. It definitely
Absolutely.
is the message of, if you get over yourself, if we all just get over ourselves and get out there and mix with people, and maybe you might actually find that you have connections with them. You might meet somebody that you have something in common with, or something that you can build together. It's
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah,
just
and also, like,
beautiful.
sometimes maybe we think people are leaving us out, but is it maybe that you're not letting yourself be let in?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, like Melissa Leo's character is feeling sorry for herself, but it's like no one's excluding her. She just
No.
needs to take that step toward her family who all loves her anyway. They're all right
And
there. They're all
yeah.
waiting to dance and drink and have a party with her.
Yeah, nobody, like, when she shows up, nobody's like, "What are you doing here?" You know? They're just
No,
excited to see
they're
her.
yes, exactly, exactly.
So I think we have now talked about Two Doors Down for longer than the actual film.
Oh my gosh. It's there's so much to talk about. It's such a great movie. Everybody watch it. It will put a smile on your
It's so
face, and
heartwarming.
it'll make you love Dolly even more. It definitely shines a light on a lot of the stuff that makes Dolly so wonderful.
Totally agree. And it's a great setting. It's just terrific. So, Kristen, can you tell people once again where they can find you
Hold
online?
on,
Oh,
are we
we
not
forgot
gonna
to
weigh
say.
in on what we like better, the book or the movie?
I know, I totally forgot. So the book, in
It's
this case
because we
being
don't
the
want to. I
song.
know that's why. You
I know.
deliberately left that out because you don't want us to choose, do you?
It's true. It's true. Because I love this
I am
song.
forcing you, Margo. You have to tell
Okay.
me, which did you like better, the book or the movie? In this case, the original song or the movie?
You know what? I can't believe I'm saying this. I think I'm going to go with the movie,
Wow.
because I think that, because I love this song. I love the message of this song. I think it's so great. But with this movie, I feel like Dolly has really taken her song and not just given us a story that, relates to the song, but she's taken the song and shown us, this is how you apply this in your life. And she's done it on so many different levels and to so many different kinds of people. They all, like, in their own way, every single character in this movie has to get over themselves in order to be their true self and find happiness. And just by her taking that stand in the intro, so I'm gonna actually go with the movie, I think. What about you?
Wow. Okay, I'm gonna say this is a really tough one because I love this movie. As I already said, I think this is the best of all the Heartstrings movies in the Dolly Parton Heartstrings series. I love this movie. But I also feel like there's something about that song that no matter where I am, when it comes on, if I'm in the grocery store, if I'm at a restaurant, if it comes on the radio in the car, I just start bopping. I get so excited. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, Two Doors Down. I want to party. I want to be singing and dancing and having a party. I want to talk to some strangers. I don't want to feel sorry for myself. It's so easy to feel sorry for myself, but I don't have to feel sorry for myself. So the song invariably just puts me in such a great mood. And the message of the song is great. Oh, this is so hard. Okay, you know what? Let's split our vote. Let's split it. And I'll say song since you said movie, but I think we agree that both are fantastic, right?
They're both phenomenal. Yes, of course. Of course. Yeah, if you've not seen it, even though we just told you everything that happens, you'll still enjoy it. Like, it's that good. You'll still enjoy Two Doors Down. And
yes, you will.
The whole series, there's a little bit of a cheese factor to it, but in the best possible way, just like Dolly herself with the wigs
absolutely.
and all of the stuff that Barbara Walters doesn't seem to understand.
Yes.
It's so much fun and a really good message, I think. Two Doors Down.
Absolutely.
So now let people know, where can they find you online these days?
You can find me on my website, kristenmeinzer.com. All my projects are there, what I'm up to, my latest TV appearances, radio appearances, the podcast that I'm on, and so on. So that's kristenmeinzer.com. And you can also follow me on Instagram at K10Meinzer. That's K10 Meinzer.
Great.
And
you
where can everyone find more of you, Margo
I'm
P?
always at She's Not Your Mama, pretty much everywhere. I'm not that active on social media. I try to be, but I want to encourage people, if you want to join in the conversation, meet other listeners of this podcast, we have our Facebook group. Yes, we still have, it's literally the only place on Facebook
group.
I ever go.
It's the nicest people in the world on
They're
that
so
Facebook
nice.
They're so great. They just love books and movies and being nice people. Yeah. They're great.
Yes, it's my one little piece of Facebook that I still interact with. And you just go to Facebook, look for Book versus Movie Podcast group and ask to join. And I will add you to the group. And that's about it for today. Our next episode, I wanted to do this. I was saying recently in the group that we have a few episodes coming up and back, we used to, when we originally started this podcast, we did an episode every 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. And then when COVID happened, we went to one a week, which was very fun, but it also meant that we could not do very long material. We had to be very judicious in what we picked. But now that things are getting more spaced out again, we have a very long book, but very good, a very quick read, but a long book. And I just want to plug it in case people want to read ahead of the next episode. Our next episode is going to be on a 1940 novel called King's Row. And some time ago, we covered Peyton Place. And I think I said at that time that Peyton Place walked so that Valley of the Dolls could fly. But really, King's Row walked so that Peyton Place could run so that Valley of the Dolls could fly. Because this is the original Scandal in a Small Town novel. It is racy. It is juicy. Get your hands on it. You will not be sorry. It's a very fun book, King's Row. And the film famously starred very young Ronald Reagan in who, if you know anything about me, you know I greatly dislike, but supposedly this is his best performance ever. I still have not seen the film. I'm going to watch it in a couple days, but anyway, that's what's coming up next. If you want to read ahead, we're going to be doing King's Row. And thank you so much, Kristen, for coming back for a fourth time.
Such a pleasure. I cannot believe how lucky I am that you keep inviting me back to the show. It's always such a joy. You make such a great podcast, and it's a gift to the world. Much like Dolly, you are a gift to the world.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Well, that's it for us. And see you next time, folks.
See you next time.
Thanks so much for joining the conversation. The Book versus Movie podcast was started in 2014 by friends Margo P. and Margo D., who lived on opposite coasts and wanted an excuse to stay in touch and read more. We sadly lost our good friend and co-host Margo D. in July of 2025. We celebrate her wit, friendship, and love of history as we continue on this digital road with you. Margo D's books Filmed in Brooklyn and Fever, The Complete History of Saturday Night Fever, are available wherever fine books are sold. Follow Margo P. on social media at She's Not Your Mama, and you can email us at bookversusmoviepodcast@gmail.com. Now, if you'll excuse me, my IBS is acting up. Thanks for being here.